Well, folks, I've just dropped Mrs. Blott off at work and I am dying with man flu, the old man flu dingo. Let's go and get some nice takeaway food because I'm feeling under the weather. Hopefully, it'll cheer this man dingo up. Right. Oh yes, my Mandy Dingles. Welcome back to the Blott Outdoor Show. And thank you for joining me on another foodie Friday night video. I'm now making my way over to the town of Stanley. And we are going to a takeaway called Snacks, spelt with an X at the end. So it's obviously a really cool place, if you know what I'm talking about. It shuts at 1:30 in the afternoon. And it's 12:20 now, so I don't know how much food they're going to have left or what they're going to have. I'll have to just keep my fingers crossed. There's some decent Scrandaniels, the old Jack Scraniels, when I get there. And I'll just have to take whatever's there. I'll probably choose a couple of things, if I can. Yeah, and we'll do some serious Borussia Mönchengladbach. It might help with my man flu. I am proper feeling like shit. I think it's off the camp I did a couple of nights ago, which I will tell you legends about once we're back at mine later on, and we are doing a nice little world famous Wasky review in the back of the Blockmobile. Yeah, it was a brutal wild camp, but we'll have a big crack about that later on, guys, and we'll maybe do a Wallies of the week as well. Yeah, there's been a couple of Wallies, so we'll have a good laugh, and we'll try and make a positive out of a couple of negative comments. You better believe it, man dingoes. Okay then, I'm now going to continue my drive to the town of Stanley, and I'll bring you legends back when we're outside Snacks and we're ready to go in and order some bait. You know it makes sense. Total sense. Rice. we are, folks. We've just parked up over the road from Snacks. There, it's there. I just quickly popped in there without the camera just to ask the guy behind the counter if they take card payment, because I've got no cash dingo on me tonight and it shuts in 45 minutes. So I was like, oh God, if they don't accept card payment, I'm going to have to shoot off somewhere and find a cash point. But yeah, thankfully, they do take card payments. So while I was in there, I said, what hot food have you still got on, mate? He said, everything. We've got everything on, so that's fantastic. Sometimes you come to these little cafes and sandwich shops, and if there's only like an hour to go, 45 minutes, they've barely got anything left. So top marks for that. I did notice online they have got a 2-star now out of 5 for the food hygiene rating. I think they had a 5 just literally last week. On the eye when I went in, the place looks nice and clean. So like I've said before, there can be a million reasons why you can get marked down. I know this for a fact through Mrs. Blott, working in a pub restaurant. You can get marked down just for things like not keeping up to date with your paperwork. Even if your fridge is not working properly and they do a test on like the fridge temperatures, you can get marked down for something as silly as that, even if it's not your fault. So yeah, I think I'm going to order something like a hot beef sarnie and some chips. I know I've done that on a review a few weeks ago, but you can't whack a nice hot beef sarnie, can you? And on the menu, it did say they had curry on, the old curry katona, so I might get a bit curry and rice. Fingers crossed he's got that on as well. He said they've got everything on, so happy dingoes, as they say in the do-doing. Alrighty, my pansexualities, I haven't got permission to record or anything like that. And, you know, no one wants a camera shoved in the face. So as usual, on the way in, I'll point the camera down. Hey, you know what makes sense, man, dingoes. Right, let's go and get some food ordered. Come on then, folks, here we go. Oh, there's one thing I forget to do so far. Oh, yeah, I normally do that at the beginning and I forgot to do it, so I'll give you a double one. Oh, however, let's go and get some food ordered. Come on then, guys, making our way up to Snacks. I'm going to point the camera down. Hi.
Are you alright?
Point the camera down now. Hello, mate. Now I ordered the hot beef sarnie with chips and the chicken curry with rice, please. Just rice with a curry and then just chips with the hot beef. Cheers, mate. Thank you. So there we go then, guys, we've got the Scrandingo. Let's go and park up in the Blockmobile, find a little spot and do some serious munching Gladbach. Right. Okay then, I've just parked the Blockmobile up at Home Bargains car park at Stanley. Let's have a quick look and see what we've got before we dive in. This is the hot beef sarnie with homemade chipperoonies. That doesn't look too bad, does it? Plenty beef in there, gravy all over the chips. Happy dingoes. This is obviously going to be the chicken curry with rice. He said I could have had rice and chips with it, but because I've got chips with the hot beef, I said no, just rice with that. Looks plenty there. It might not look the greatest curry I've ever had in all my life, but you never know. It might be absolute taste sensation, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, the admin of the fans group on Facebook, the Blot Outdoor Show fans group, he's actually from this town of Stanley, Kev. So if you're watching, Kev, you know it makes total sense, Mandingo. Right, I'm going to get set up in the back of the car. Sorry about the state of the car, guys. This is what happens when you come camping twice a week and you're constantly in and out of your camping gear and you've got the dogs in the car and grandkids. That's just the way it goes, Mandingos. Alrighty, I'll bring you back when I'm going to get stuck in. Rice. Oh yes, folks. Let's have a look and see what £10 can get you for some scrandingo in the town of Stanley. A straight £10 for these two meals. Oh yes, nice little shot there for the thumbnail ski. Chicken curry, chicken and onion curry with rice, hot beef sarnie with homemade chipperoonies. They were nice and friendly, the staff, so that always helps. It's nice when you're handing your money over and you get a smile off some people. Some people take your money and they're just miserable. Anyway, I've got my fork here. But first, I'm going to dive straight into the hot beef sarnie. You know what makes sense, Mandingos. Here we go. Let's see if this hot food makes me feel a little bit better when I'm feeling sorry for myself with the old man flu. You ladies, you haven't got a clue what us guys go through. It's not just a normal cold or a flu, it's on another level altogether. Mrs. Blott, I try and explain to Mrs. Blott and she just thinks I'm talking shite. All you guys out there watching, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Man flu, it's like, it's on another level to the kind of flu that you ladies get. You know what makes sense? Yeah, it's quite nice. Tasty gravy. Nice soft beef. Plenty of it. Nice fresh bone. Oh yes, yeah, that is really nice. Sorry folks, my nose is running. I can't really smell anything, to be honest. And my taste isn't at 100%. But I can taste it. And it is quite nice. I love a hot beef sarnie, guys. The last one I got a few weeks ago was different than this. That was like, you know when you get pulled pork? Where it was obviously beef, but it was like pulled off a joint, where this is more slices of beef. Nothing wrong with that at all, guys. Look at the gravy all over me jacket. But you've just got to get stuck in. When you're doing a takeaway review, there's no point pussyfooting about. You've got to dive in like there's no one watching. Not bad. Gravy all over my hands. There'll be a few people out there crying now. Mandingo, you need a serviette, you need some paper towel. I don't care. Let's get a quick drink, guys. Oh yes. Alrighty, come on. Let's try some homemade chips. Always better, aren't they, when the homemade chips. Homemade chips with gravy on. Yeah. Spot on. Oh. I don't mind like the frozen chips and fries and, you know, when they take them straight out of a bag, chuck them in the deep fat fryer. They're still nice, they're still tasty, but when they take the time to actually make homemade chips, it does make a meal even better. Well, folks, no complaints so far. Hot beef sarnie was spot on. Wasn't massive. There wasn't loads and loads of beef in, but there was enough. You know, there was plenty, if you know what I'm talking about. Like I've said, homemade chips. I love them. Gravy's nice and tasty. I don't know how much I can eat, guys. Obviously, I don't want to keep banging on about having the old man flu, but my appetite isn't really big today. So, yeah, I'm going to have to leave some of them chips and keep some room inside my fat belly for the chicken curry katona with rice. There you go, guys. Looks like there's plenty of onions in as well, so that's good for me. The guy said, I know I've already told you, I could have had rice and chips, you know, like half and half, but I said no, just rice, because I've got chips with the hot beef. That curry's quite tasty. On the eye, you know, I wasn't getting too excited about it. I wasn't looking at it and thinking, oh yes, that's going to be lovely. But quite tasty. And the rice is cooked spot on. I know that's just a tiny thing. You're thinking, well, it's only rice, Mandingo. It's only rice, Mandingo. You wouldn't believe how many places ruin rice. And it can be sticky and clumpy and just ruin your meal. Now that's spot on. That rice is spot on. There's no big lumps of chicken in, but there's plenty like little pieces. I think I would prefer a few more big chunky pieces of chicken, but I'm not complaining. I'm not going to complain and twist about how big the pieces of chicken are. That's not what this channel's about. I'm not going to places and trying to criticise them. Quite the opposite, to be honest. I'll let you guys know that, yes, this place, for example, Snacks, it's only got a 2 out of 5 with the local council, I should say, for the food hygiene rating. I'm sure with the next time they get checked out, in a couple of weeks or whenever it is, they'll be back up to a 4 or 5. Yeah, but what I like to do is find these little hidden gems that you wouldn't know where it was. I've been to Stanley loads of times, Pardonsky, and I've never noticed that place because it's off down like a little street that I wouldn't normally drive down. Pardon. So I'm letting you guys know that you can find these little hidden gems with bargain prices, £10 for 2 meals. And you're getting some decent bait, some decent scrandingo. And that's exactly what I'm getting, guys. Piping hot as well. Both meals absolutely piping hot. Just what you want. Definitely when you've got man flu. Have I mentioned I've got man flu, guys? I think I did, didn't I? I think I mentioned it once at the beginning. Yeah, when you've got a bit man flu and you want a nice hot meal in you, this is just what you need. I've got a right temperature as well. I'm sweating like a pig. Having this coat on's probably not helping, but I was freezing earlier on. You know when you're freezing 1 minute and then you're sweating the next. When you've got man flu, do you know what I mean, guys? Well, I get home tonight, I'll be saying to Mrs. Blood, oh, can you make us a lem sip? She'll be rolling her eyes at us. She'll probably say, you still bloody going out camping? Yeah, getting back onto this, guys. Plenty there. Plenty there. Maybe could have been a little bit more chicken. I thought there would have been a bit more buried underneath. But what I'm getting is really nice and really tasty. I have actually just caught them not long before the shut, so I was just glad they still had some hot meals on, because like I say, some places they'll say, oh, there's nothing left, just a sausage roll or a video nasty. You know, there might be something lying around all dried up. No, the lad said pretty much everything's still on. Mandingo, he didn't say Mandingo, like he didn't have a clue who I was. Yeah. Quite decent. Quite decent. I wouldn't say it's the greatest meal I've ever had when I've been doing these takeaway reviews, but it's certainly not the worst. You know, I'm not criticising it in any way at all. I'm just trying to be brutally honest. There's no point me doing these takeaway reviews unless I tell you the truth. No bullshit on the Blot Outdoor Show. Yes, guys, you know the score. Well, like I said, my appetite isn't fantastic today. I cannot smell anything, but I can taste it. It's still piping hot. I drove 5 minutes to get down to here because I knew where this car park was. 5 minutes setting the camera up and shit like that. Some places, if you wait 10 minutes, the food is absolutely stone cold Steve Austin straight away. So that is still piping hot. If you like onions, guys, you like this. Loads of onions in. The chicken that was in was nice. Maybe could have been a little bit more. Lovely tasting curry sauce. Lovely tasting curry katona sauce. The rice was spot on. Wasn't sticky or anything like that. Wasn't sticky, Vicky. Let's finish off with a few more homemade chips while we work out the old Scordingos, Mandingos. It's a shame to waste homemade chips, isn't it? Right, so I'm going to start off with value for money. £10. These days, guys, £10 for 2 takeaway meals. You know, you cannot complain at all, can you? They're running a business. They've probably got rent to pay for the building. You know, they've got to buy the produce. Then they've got to give themselves a wage. You know, they're working there, and so like £10. You know, you cannot complain at all. That is an absolutely fair price. So, yeah, really, really good as far as the price is concerned. Portion size, 2 cartons, guys. 2 cartons full. Maybe the beef sarnie could have had a little bit more beef on, but I'm not going to like put them down for that. What was there was really nice, really tasty. Homemade chips, Happy Dingoes. Loads there with the chicken curry and rice. Maybe could have been a little bit more chicken, but what was there? Very enjoyable indeed. So, yeah, sometimes you got to weigh these things up, guys, you know what I mean? You're getting it for a bargain price. So, I think what I've had for the price and the tastiness of it, and like lovely staff, you know, chatting away to us like I've been in there 50 times before. I love that. I love handing me money over to people. They're nice, they're grateful for your custom. So I'm going to give it a very good, a very steady 8, a straight 8 out of 10. And there's snout wrong with that, guys. If you know what I'm talking about, snout, 8 out of 10 is a really good score. There you go, guys. That's the end of this week's takeaway review. I've enjoyed it. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching, even though I've struggled with the man flu. Please join me back at my house, outside my house, in the back of the Blockmobile. We're going to do a little world famous Wasky review. Nice little chest warmer. Yeah. See you back at mine, guys. You better believe I will. Rice. Coughing right on cue. Mrs. Blotz just finished work and just returned home. So I'm stepping up, guys. I'm stepping up the old man flu. If you know what I'm talking about. No, seriously. I am absolutely shot to bits. I think it's off that camp I did in the Lake District a couple of days ago. You will see that next Wednesday on my next wild camping adventure. I was camping high up in the hills next to a little mountain lake, Hayeswater Tarn or Hayeswater Reservoir, and the weather was absolutely brutal. Gale force winds, gale plat force winds, non-stop rain. I don't want to tell you too much, I don't want to ruin it for you, but putting it quickly, when I woke up in the morning, there'd been that much water coming down and getting under the tent. It had came through and flooded the inside of my tent. Aye, ruined some of my electricals and that. I'll say no more. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday for a proper serious wild camping adventure. You've got to take the rough with the smooth, as they say in the gay bars of San Francisco. You better believe they do. Wasky time, guys. Coming in a few Winnie Mandelas. Arden American. Single malt Scotch Wasky. This is the Sauternes cask release. Yes, kindly given to me from a lovely couple by the names of James and Laura. You'll have heard us say their names a few times. Always keep me in a good supply of whiskies. So I am looking forward, definitely, with us having a bad chest, I'm definitely looking forward to doing a world famous whisky review. Sorry, Mandingos. Sorry if I'm not 100% there. I'm doing my best. You may ask, if you're ill, Mandingo, with man flu, why are you still going out camping? Because I'll be out on a stealth camp tomorrow. I'm doing an e-bike stealth camp. Yeah, just to mix things up a bit. You know, I haven't done an e-bike stealth camp in, I think it was like a year ago now. And I think it's time for another one. I don't know where I'm going to go, but we will get out on the old e-bike. Get parked up somewhere behind some bushes or something, you know, next to a busy road or wherever. And we'll sit and have a good time, as usual. My man and woman friend dingoes. But you might ask, why do I still go out camping when I'm ill, when I'm poorly? Why have I still been out and done a takeaway review? Well, two reasons really. The first one is, I'm not the type of mandingo to sit around all day on my big fat hairy spotty arse feeling sorry for myself. No siree. I don't feel any better when I do that. And in fact, you probably feel worse walking around feeling sorry for yourself. I'm a believer, if you can, I know sometimes when you're really, really poorly, there's nothing you can do about it. But if you've got just a little bit of energy in you, which I have still, get out and get on with it. And more than likely, it'll make you feel better. And if it doesn't, well, that's just the way it goes, Mandingos. So I will be out on a stealth camp tomorrow, no matter what. Unless I take a turn for the worse tonight. You never know what's around the corner. I could end up even more poorly tonight, but I don't think I will. I normally, if I get a bit man flu, get a couple of Lemsips downers, a couple of hot toddies, yes, and I normally pull myself round within 24 hours, so come tomorrow, I'll probably be on the mend. So yeah, that's one reason. I'm not the kind of guy to sit around on my fat arse. And another reason is the amount of people that send us messages, which, you know, it's really nice. But how do I say it? It's not nice in a sense, because some of the messages, people are lonely, they might have a disability now, and they might have done what I do years ago, and they can't get out and do it anymore. So watching my videos puts a smile on their face. Some people who watch have never ever been into camping in their lives, but they like the crack, they like the banter, they like the shite that I come out with me phrases and me silly comments. And if there's no Blot Outdoor Show, they miss it. You know, they send us messages all the time saying, oh, we love watching your videos 2 nights a week or 3 nights a week. And I don't want to let anyone down. Not that I would be letting anyone down, and I know you guys realise that if I'm genuinely poorly, there's nothing I can do about it. But there's a lot of people who seem to really, really look forward to the Blot Outdoor Show, and I really, really look forward to going out and making the videos for you guys to enjoy. There will be a couple of arseholes, there'll be a couple of dickheads that'll say, you're only going out, like today for example, you're only going out and doing a takeaway review, Mandingo, for more money. Well, that's not the case, because the takeaway review videos, they don't actually make very much money, and that's the God's honest truth. They're not on as long as me camping videos. They don't get nowhere near as many views. I've got to put petrol or diesel in my car to drive off to the different places. I've got to pay for my food. Then there's the time being out and about, doing the video, doing the editing. So when you weigh it all up, I make hard as anything, money-wise, off these takeaway reviews. I do it because I enjoy it. And it kind of gives me the chance to have a big crack on with you legends away from the camping world, away from my wild camps and stealth camps. You're kind of seeing me, like for me, just the normal, boring guy that I am. You know, just snout special, just a normal person like you, like everyone else. And that's why I enjoy making the videos, and that's why I'll keep getting out and doing my best to make the videos, even if I feel like shit, like today. And I'm waffling on far too much, aren't I? I wasn't even planning on saying all this. Walking around Stanley today, it's one of them places where, and I'm not knocking it, you know me guys, I'm not going to put anything down. But you'll have been watching the footage and you say, God, like a lot of towns across the UK, it could do with a lick of paint, you know. All the shutters is down in the shops. The place is just, they're not what they used to be, are they? They're not what they used to be. That's not just Stanley, that's across the whole of the UK. And but it's the kind of place where you're walking around and you get talking to people, which I did the day. I got stopped 5 times off like 4 different people. One guy spoke to us at the bottom of the street for about 15 minutes, and then I got talking to some other people, and then I ended up at the top of the main street, and I got talking to the same guy again. So yeah, it put like an extra hour, over an hour, on my journey for getting out and making the video. I'm rushing now because it's Friday, and this video goes on Friday night. So I'm rushing now. I'm rushing to try and get this video made, to get it up onto YouTube Friday night for you legends to watch. So yeah, I felt nothing but love and support from the local people in Stanley. I don't do individual shout outs. If I do a shout out for one person, because I must get over 100 requests every week for shout outs for all different reasons. So if I do a shout out for one person, I'll have to do one for everyone. That means every video will be like 15-20 minutes of shout out, and no one wants to watch that shit. I wouldn't want to watch that on somebody else's channel, if you know what I'm talking about, Mandingos. But for all the people, all the legends I was talking to today, I'm just looking at Mrs. Bullot standing outside the porch there. She's laughing at us. Well, I'll put the cough on now, okay? She's looking. Yeah, just letting her know I've got the man flu, do you know what I mean? Aye. For all the legends I've been talking to today, thanks. It was great to meet you all, and thank you for the support. It's very much appreciated, and that goes to all you legends watching as well. Yeah, there was no Wallies. There was no Wallies. And while we're talking about Wallies, why not do a quick version, the old version Van Dyke, of the weekly Wallies? I haven't done that for a few weeks. And following the stealth camp with little Mick last week, brought out a couple of wallies. It certainly did. Now, we're not going to talk about negative comments in a negative way. You know me, guys, I've mentioned this before. We like to turn the negative shit into a positive, and we'll have a laugh about it, and we'll give a good old to the wallies who leave me shitty comments. Yeah, two different people, both pretty much saying the same thing, saying that I'm using Little Mick. I'm bringing Little Mick out on my camps, and I'm using him so I get extra views and make extra money. And soon as people start talking about money, and they start putting it out about money, straight away, it's jealousy. There's no way anyone would mention money, because I certainly don't mention it. There's no way anyone mentioned money unless they were jealous of my channel doing well. But there's nothing I can do about that. I've been open, I've been honest with you. This is my full-time job, and that's just the way it goes, guys. But yeah, seeing I'm using Mick, you're only bringing him out. One of the people went on a bit further, and he was saying, let us think of exactly how he said it. Yeah, I mentioned in the video, remember to tune in on Wednesday night, guys, for my next wild camp. And I was saying the wild camping videos don't get the views quite as much as the stealth camping, so make sure you tune in for my next wild camp. And then I was also saying the next time Little Mick comes out, I think we're going to do a wild camp. We're doing a stealth camp this week, wild camp next time Mick comes out. So this person was saying, I'm not naming any names, he's blocked anyway, so he won't be able to comment again. This person was saying, yeah, you mentioned Mandingo, your wild camps don't get the views of your stealth camp. That's the only reason you want Mick to come out with you on your next wild camp, because you're just using them to get extra views on your wild camps, because they don't do very well. If you've been watching my channel long enough, guys, or if you've went back to the start, you'll know the score on the Blot Outdoor Show. On my very first video, I was just sleeping in the van, the old van sexual. I was in my car in the first one, actually. I had this big 7-seater car. Cowboy Chris, Bonnie Lad Adventures, was with me on the first one. And then on the second video I did, I had the van, the old van sexual, and Little Mick was with me. Sleeping in the back of the van 2 nights, and we went off doing some hiking and walking around. Fantastic. So my early days at the Blot Outdoor Show, when Mick used to come out, because he's always only came out. Am I boring you? Am I talking too much? Sorry, guys. That's just the way it goes. Little Mick's always came out only once a month, or once every 2 months, once every 5 weeks, 6 weeks, just whatever. Whenever Mick wants to come out, he's welcome to come out. And all the early ones were van camping and going out on a hike, or wild camping. I didn't start doing the stealth camping for quite a while later. So for anyone to say, I only want Mick to come out on a wild camp to boost the views up and try and make more money, it's absolute bullshit. Famous words of Carl Pilkington. Bullshit. Do you know what I mean? Mick has probably done more wild camps than he has done stealth camps with me. And we're always going to keep mixing up. Wild camp one time, stealth camp another time. But there you go, guys. That's just the way it goes. You get 1,000 positive comments. Everyone saying they're over the moon to see Mick back. They can't wait for the next time he comes out, if it's a month's time or 2 months' time. And you always get a couple of sausages, if you know what I'm talking about. I can't call them what I really want to call them, because I'll get Antonio Bandingoed off YouTube. You better believe I will. And that is enough of me talking shite, guys. I tell you what, sitting here talking to you legends, it's made me forget about the old man flu dingo. You know it makes sense, guys. Wasky time. And this is what we have got this week. Ardnamurchan Sauternes cask finish, or cask release. Am I saying that right? Sauternes? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, guys. Correct me in the comment section. I don't mind a bit constructive criticism, if you know what I'm talking about. Sauternes, what is that? I think it's like a French, is it like a sweet French wine? I think so. I'm no expert. Oh, get that popped in the old famous cup, dingo. Oh, yes. You better believe it, my pansexualities. And let's get the old Baker Rooney in it. Like a sweet, fruity, fresh. Oh, maybe like some spices in there as well. but definitely like fresh, crisp, fruity, spicy. And I've been struggling all day, guys, to sniff up my old Nostradamus with us having the man flu. You're going to be sick of me saying man flu, but that's the truth. But I can smell that, you know, getting me big schneck right in there. Anyway, that's enough of the sniffing. Let's get on with the tasting. Rice. Oh, a lovely peppery kick. A good kick to it. Peppery, but nice and smooth and silky. Peppery, smooth and silky at exactly the same time. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I said like a fruity thing in the smell, didn't I? And there's certainly like a fruity. For me, I would say it's like apricots. I might be wrong. That's just what I'm getting, guys. I'm no expert. I just do this for a little bit fun. Yeah. For me, that's apricots. But also, like a lovely little bit of a honey thing going on. Not a really strong one. You know, you can get drinks. Just one, for example, Jack Daniel's honey, and you taste it, and the honey is really overpowering. You can taste the honey more than you can taste whiskey. Not like that. It's just a nice... You've got to have 2 or 3 tastes. I did. 2 or 3, 4 tastes, and mixed in with that apricot and the peppery thing. There's like a nice honey flavour coming through as well. Not much left. They don't last long, these miniatures. That's why I just try and do tiny little sips. Oh, honestly, I'm really, really enjoying this. Even more with us having a bad chest. With me having asthma as well. When I get the man flu, will he stop saying man flu? When I get the old man flu, guys, it really affects me. Asthma as well. So it's doing the old job dingo for me. You better believe he is. Down the hatch, guys. Oh, very nice indeed. Yeah. Maybe I'm not getting some more smells and tastes I should get with us being bunged up. But smooth, silky, but peppery. I can feel that tingle in my tongue and round the inside of the old gummy bears. Like a fruity apricot and like a nice honey taste coming through. And that's all I'm getting. I'm not going to bullshit you and say I can smell this and taste that. That's all I'm getting, guys. My nose is now starting to run like a tap, so I think it's time for the old score dingoes. Well, I've really enjoyed that again. It's the 3rd Ardnamurchan one I've had over the last few weeks. I think the first one I give a 9.2. I think the second one I give a 9. And I don't want to go any less than a 9 with that. Little Dregaroonie. Oh, it's a 9 for me, guys. It's absolutely beautiful. Ardnamurchan, Sauternes cask release. A 9, a straight 9 out of 10 dingo mandingos. You know what time it is. Oh, I'm saying it wrong. You can tell I'm poorly. You know what I'm talking about. This is serious wasky tasting. There you go, guys. And a massive thank you once again to James and Laura for this. That's it. I think I've waffled on far too long. Join me on Sunday night for my next serious stealth camp. E-bike stealth camp. Join me next Wednesday for a brutal wild camp in a storm where my tent gets flooded. That should be an exciting one. I'm now going to leave you with some fans clips. Enjoy the fans clips, guys. And I'm now going to say bonjour, arrivederci, and Vorsprung durch Technik. See you in the next one. Mice.
Oh, matron.
Hey, bet. Sell us your job, boy. Job, boy. Hey, mate. Sell us your jawbone. Jawbone. Oh, matron, the glove of self-love. Oh.
Hey mate, Sills, your giant jawbone.
It's the glove of self-love. Ah.
Sells you kebab bag.
Go. I've got my whiskey review later. I've got my camping food down here. I'll show you in a little bit. But I've got everything a Mandingo needs to self camping with Kirby. Right, I've got 4 battery, a little tiny bottle of wine, and I've got my whiskey from my whiskey camping review. You know it makes sense, right? Are you filming this Mandingo? If you're filming this Mandingo, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back in a Winnie Mandela, but this makes sense, man. This is Mandingo camping for the night. I'm gonna still camp down here, and now on, fucking nah. Right.
How long have you been in there?
4 or 5 minutes.
The glove of self-love. Ah.
Right. Oh.
I'm gonna do a famous whiskey review. You know it makes sense, Mandingo.
Oh, hey, the snails in the stealth camp. The snails.
Me and little Schmick, the human dorsal fin.
Oh, he's little shrimp.
You know it makes sense,
He
Mandingo.
just called me a shrimp. I'm not a shrimp. I'm a shark. I'm a shark.
Little Schmick.
Oh, little shrimp.
What a fucking guy.
Schmick. Ah, come on, self camp. You'll never get a taxi.
Just up here having all the fun today.
You miss. Yeah, you. Do us a favour. Sell us your jawbone.
You know, it's my turtle sense might very nice.